and stuff done. I do my husband's books, and then I do my husband's bookkeeping, and then I have the company, 5-star. I do our books, so I have two different ones because we own our building. Right. We're buying it. We don't own it yet. The bank owns most of it, but so that LLC, I have to do it. So I've been trying to get all caught up and get 1099. I got 1099s balanced. So I got all that done for the company, and then his company, I've got to get W-2s out and one 1099. But yeah, just trying to get everything balanced. So working on that. I got 5-star all done. Just working on his stuff now. I ate some right before I walked out the door. I was like, let me get something in my stomach. Yeah.
Okay.
Every meal I do, I usually get something on there, and I say, I think I invent adult bills, and they said friend, that's called nursing home.
You know what they've made? They've got, what are they called? They're shirts that they put on over their shirt to keep it. It's not modesty shirts, but it's something dignity. Dignity. They put them on, so it doesn't look like a bib. It looks like a shirt. You know, it may be kind of a sleeveless shirt that they put over.
That should be.
I know, because I always wear stuff.
Restream change.
Especially the lighter the clothes, the more likely I am
clicked
to
on
have barbecue that
the
day.
first one we did and clicked on another one, and it brought this up, and then right when the door shut, I think I saw a toggle.
Yeah, where he goes for like a job interview or something, or coffee. Coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. We should be okay. Yep.
Yeah, he told me that for
Yep.
It's live.
Yep. Yeah, they changed the way everything looked in there, and I had to go in
So you
and
leave
find
this
it.
up and just minimize it, right?
Yeah.
And then here's that.
Oh, we're ready. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we ready?
yes.
We are? Okay. Good afternoon. Welcome to the January 24, 22 meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Zoning and Adjustment. The Board of Zoning and Adjustment is a 5-member board. 3 affirmative votes are required to approve a request for variance or other appeal. For anyone addressing the board today, please give us your name and address for the record, and then tell us your hardship or what your objection to this request may be. You will be given our decision today verbally, and you will receive our decision in writing within 10 days. Zoning approvals can be issued immediately following the hearing in our office at room B200. However, you will first be required to obtain a permit from the Jefferson County Department of Health if your application involves connection to a septic tank, or the Jefferson County Environmental Services Department if your application involves connection to a sanitary sewer. Anyone disagreeing with the board's decision today has 15 days in which to file an appeal in circuit court. Also, we would ask that you silence any electronic devices during this hearing. Our first case on the agenda is A-21-033, Jason and Stephanie Moore. Would the staff like to present the case?
Yes, Madam Chairman. This is, again, this case A-21-033. It's a variance for the terms of zoning regulations to allow construction of a building prior to construction of a primary residence, and to allow said accessory structure to be located in front of the future residence on a lot in a recorded subdivision. The location of this case is lot 20 of cabins at Camp Creek, phase 1.
And I didn't state the address. It's 4230 McClendon Chapel Road, Bessemer.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. apologize.
That's fine. The existing zoning is indeed A1. There's wooded and vacant. It consists of a lot, residential lots, A1, or surrounding it. Some are, which are in recorded subdivisions. All the lots have more than 1 acre. Let's go up to the plot plan right here. The A1 zoning is, in this case, the 7 point in the Article 7, which deals with A1 agriculture. We have to look at this. The cabins in Camp Creek is kind of a unique situation. It's not just a regular subdivision of something they did in A1. Y'all looked at the package. If you look at the location of the storage building with McClendon Chapel Road, you'll see that it's quite a bit off the road. That cabins at Camp Creek was kind of a, like I say, unique subdivision, more rural, wooded type thing for people who like that type stuff. So the applicant is asking to be able to put a storage building in front of where his proposed home site is. Like I say, it's 7+ acres. It appears it won't be seen from the road, and staff recommendation is approval.
Okay. Any of the members have a question for the staff or the applicant regarding this case?
You say it won't be seen from the road?
It's just so far away that it's not like recorded A1 subdivision that will record with 1 acre, or a regular subdivision where you would just see it. Like if you go in some regular subdivision, you won't just see that right there, and you might not even notice that it was in front of the homestead if you really weren't privy to that information.
Any others? At this time, we'd like to open up a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in support or opposition to this request? Is anyone here to represent the mowers? Are the mowers here? Okay. It kind of speaks. You don't have to speak if you don't want to. Okay. Is there any opposition? Okay. Hearing none.
Board speaks, I hate to interrupt again. I think I need to interject that there were 9 cases, previous cases like that in this area, and all of them were approved.
Okay. All right. At this time, the public hearing is now closed. Are there any other questions from the board members? May I have a motion from the board?
I make a motion for approval.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor? All against? Your variance has been granted. I'm gonna come fish on the lake. I just live in Greenwood, so I can just come right around there. Are there really? Nice. I'll have to find out about that. All right. You can check with. Thank you. Good luck. It's been granted. I told them they go to B200. I didn't turn it over fast enough. Okay. Moving on. Our next case is A-21-0034. Property owner Martha Tyree, applicant Doug Leslie. It is for 7656 Self Lane in Morris. Would you like to present the case?
Yes, ma'am. This is case A-2134. The applicant's request is for a variance for the terms of the zoning regulation to allow a mobile home to be placed 15 feet from the right of Self Lane, 4 feet from the front and side property line, and 28 feet from the rear property line. Again, it's A1 agriculture. Vacant, undeveloped, it's 0.53 acres. Though that tract of land was developed before 2005, so the 0.53 acres has no bearing on this case right now. Compatibility land use is rural. It's compatible with it. It's always been A1 property, the history of it. Again, Article 7, Section 701 of our zoning regs requires 35 from the front and rear and 15 feet from the side property line. And that's the gist of this case. They're needing a variance for that. Staff, like I say, staff evaluation is because of the terrain, there's a hardship. It ends, let me get this picture up here. You can see from this right here, the Self Road ends right where the proposed mobile home is going to be. That's the end of it. If you look up, let's get to the aerial here. That's showing that the topography is a little cluttered, so let's go on up and see if we can get, here we go. Self lane ends, and if you look right in there, they have like a turnaround, so it shouldn't be a problem. The property owner owns this property and that, so it's more or less family. The terminus of Self Lane, if they would try to open it up, they'd have to come away from it and up in there because of these two houses here. So just looking at that, like I said, going back down to our topo map here, you can see the contours of what's going on. They're going to have to actually build right here. Everything else is pretty much unbuildable. So that's why the applicant is asking for this variance from you guys. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. We did look at it, roads and transportation, gave approval for putting the mobile home there. Let's see if I can find. No, it's going to other case. Roads and transportation did give us approval because, we have problems with vehicles overhanging in the driveway, and but they have enough room to, that shouldn't be a problem. So that's about all I got.
Okay. Any member of the board have questions for the staff or the applicant in this case? Okay. At this time, we'd like to open up a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support? State your name.
Christopher Tyree.
And address. I'm sorry. Your name and address.
7656 South Lane.
Okay.
That road, way back when, my great-grandfather had all that land, and that road is his name. And my grandmother grew up she's the house that's at the end when the road comes to a stop. And she's been there all her life. She's 83. My dad, everybody grew up there. Now she's out there by herself. My uncle passed in 18. My granddad passed in 19. My dad passed in 20. And I just, with her being older and me being really the only one around, I would like to possibly have the variance just to be closer in case anything happens.
Sorry for your loss. So is that a paved road? Is it maintained, or is it just a dirt road?
No, it's a paved road, all the
Okay.
way up.
Okay. Any questions? Anyone in opposition? At this time, the public hearing is closed. If there are no other questions from the board, may I have a motion from the board? We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All against, say no. Your variance has been granted.
Thank you all.
can go to B3, 200, to work on your permit. Thank you. Our next case is A-22-0001, Thomas L. Wolf and Kelly D. Wolf, for 7722 Springer Road, McCalla, 35111. General area is Lowtown. We were just discussing Lowtown. And the Smucker's plant.
Yeah.
Would the staff present the case, please?
Sure. This is case A-22-0001. Thomas Wolf and Kelly D. Wolf, they are requesting a variance for the terms of the zone regulation to allow a residence to be constructed 20 feet from the front property line. Again, this is zone A1 agriculture. The property as it stands now is vacant and wooded. It's 2.16 acres. The land use A1 is rural, so it conforms with that. Again, we go to Article 7, Section 7, 1.02 with the same setbacks, front and rear 35 feet, and the side is 15 feet. You can see the plot plan right here. What they're trying to do, it's a hardship case because if you look in your package, you can see the back, see the rock that they have.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised they found anywhere there was perk in there. So let's just, look at that.
And they're going to they're going to dig a well too.
Right. Well, hey, there's a lot of dynamite involved. So, but
Wow.
the driveway, you can see the garage and driveway, roads and transportation again, kind of gave us a verbal sign off on that. We don't see any problem with anything sticking out. I like to go down up and look at the contours. Here you can see that it's really kind of rough in there. Now this, I think this 760 right there is the high point, and everything flows back towards the south property line right there. All the water flows back. It's just a difficult situation, and if they don't get this variance, it's going to cause a lot of, expensive rock cutting, excavation, and type stuff like that. If they can't afford that, then this property actually will be unbuildable. So, look, that being said, staff recommendation is approval for this case.
Okay.
And I would point out too that we did receive some emails in opposition. Those are in your packet.
Oh, over here.
Yeah,
Okay. Give us just a moment to read over these. Have y'all read the emails? While I respect their opinions, we would all like to be out like they were on McClendon Chapel without any neighbors, but if you didn't want neighbors, you should have bought the land yourself. Just my opinion. Does anyone have any questions for the staff or the applicant? At this time, we would like to open up a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support to this request?
I'm Tom Wolf from currently 3819 Deering Downs Drive, and the new address there on Lowtown or Springer Road. We didn't realize that there would be any dissenting issues. We are just asking for a variance to be able to move the house a little bit closer to the property line, and there is an embankment that does kind of block the view too, which also prevents any kind of which I would like to think might make it look nice still for them, and that they might appreciate us as neighbors ultimately in the future. But in order for us to actually build the house to have enough depth, we do need that variance, and so we would certainly ask for your kind consideration for that. Thank you.
Any questions? If any opposition here other than our 2 emails? Okay. This hearing is closed. If there are no other comments or questions from the board, may I have a motion from the board?
Make a motion to approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against say no. Your variance has been granted. Pick up your permit or apply for your permit and B200. Thank you. Moving on, have all the board members had a chance to review the case materials from the December 13th that were sent electronically?
Yes.
Can I have a motion regarding the minutes from December 13th, 2021?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Motion is approved. Other business. Election of officers. We have chairman and...
Chairman, vice chairman, and secretary.
I recommend Donna Dickman as chairman.
Second. Could you explain what the secretary would do, or the vice president, or whatever?
Very briefly, the vice chair would essentially just substitute for the chair with the chair. Yeah. The secretary of the board is one who sort of oversees the minutes that are done. In a lot of boards, that secretary person is actually the person who actually takes the minutes and does everything. We do all that for you. It's just that there's an extra role there for them to just kind of comb over and be sure that everything's done. So.
Okay. We have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I won't even ask the no's.
Do you accept?
I accept. We have a position for vice chair. Who wants it? Basically, it's sitting here reading this and going through it. If I'm not here, I think Joe's been out twice. This is the second time in a year. So, whoever likes to read.
Yeah, I'm current.
Your secretary? Make a motion.
So your secretary? I guess that's Lisa's vice.
You'll learn
Make
fast.
a motion for Fran to be vice chair.
I can second that, can I?
Yeah.
I second that. Okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Congratulations, Fran. Motions for secretary.
Make a motion for Kelvin.
Second. All in favor of Kelvin being the secretary again, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. That is all the business that we have. Do I have a motion to adjourn? All right. All in favor, get up and leave. Adjourned.
I didn't want to introduce myself. I'm Dale Ball. I am currently the interim director, so I'm like the fearless leader. So just want to introduce myself. Dayla Ball.
Dayla.
UGH. And I've never been to Louisiana before today, but that was something that Derek always went to, and I never had to worry. They always have their stuff together. So just want to introduce myself, put a face with a name, and thank you guys for serving as citizens of Jefferson County.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.